In the scorched remnants of a world once vibrant with magic, the land now gasped under an endless drought. Towering spires of forgotten academies cracked like dry bones under the relentless sun. Rivers had turned to dust veins, lakes to mirage pits. Magic users who once commanded elements now scraped for survival, their powers dimmed by thirst. Society fractured into clans hoarding every drop. The elite barricaded in fortified enclaves while the masses clawed at each other for rain that fell in pathetic spurts. Water was den hashthrening. To just life it was power. Those with elemental affinities, fire, earth, wind, saw their abilities flicker out without hydration to fuel them. Only the cunning or ruthless thrived in this parched hell. Ryu Hanjin stirred in the dim glow of his bunker, his eyes snapped open, heart pounding from fragmented dreams. He was in hashthrening, the same man. No, memories flooded in sharp and alien. In his previous life, he was an archmage, buried in obscurity, betrayed by peers who feared his mastery over water. Death had come swift in a ritual gone wrong, but reincarnation, that was the twist. He sat up, rubbing his temples, and quote, "Damn, this feels too real," end quote. He muttered, a faint smirk crossing his quote lips. Gen Z vibes kicking in even in apocalypse mode. The bunker hummed with faint energy. Seals etched into walls, pulsing softly. Built from scavenged academy ruins, it was his fortress. Hidden deep in the wasteland outskirts, he swung his legs off the cot, stretching. Thirst didn't hashthrening, grip him like the others. Why? Because he held the key. Ancient knowledge reborn with him. The infinite aquifer, spell of forbidden art. From lost tomes, it drew moisture from ethereal plains, condensing it endlessly. No depletion, no limits. Ryu padded to the makeshift shower alcove, twisted a valve, steaming hot water cascaded over him. Bliss, pure unadulterated luxury in a world where a sip could spark murder. He closed his eyes, letting the heat soak into his skin. And, quote, while they and hashthrening out there scrapping for mud. Puddle's eye and hashthrening am living like a king, and quote, he thought, chuckling inwardly. But seriousness crept back. This power wasn't in hashthrening, for show. It was survival. Domination maybe if pushed. Outside the bunker, the world boiled in chaos. Muffled shouts echoed through vents. Ryu dried off, slipping into rugged gear, leather reinforced with metal scraps. Curiosity tugged him. Or was it boredom? He approached the reinforced door, inputting a code. It hissed open, revealing the barren expanse. Cracked earth stretched endlessly, dotted with skeletal trees. In the distance, the academy ruins loomed like a graveyard of glory, once a hub for young mages learning to bend. Elements now a battleground. He stepped out, shielding his eyes from the glaring sun. Wind whipped dust into his face, but he pressed on. Nearing the ruins, he crouched behind a crumbled wall. Voices rose, sharp and desperate. A group of neighbors, ragged survivors from nearby shanties, clashed with academy holdouts. Students, barely teens, their uniforms tattered, begged on knees. And quote, please just a drop. My wind spell and hashthrening. Fading. I can and hashthrening to even summon a breeze. And quote, one girl cried, her voice cracking. A burly man from the neighbors snarled, shoving her back. And quote, back off, kid. That raindrop and hashthrenin, mine. My fire affinity and hashthrenin, worthless without fuel. And quote, blades flashed, punches landed, elemental bursts sputtered weakly, a flicker of flame here, a gust of sand there. Dehydration weakened them all, turning mighty mages into brawling beasts. Ryu watched, heart twisting. Seclusion had been his plan. Hoard the water, build strength in secret. But this, it hit different. And quote, they and hashthrenin, like ants fighting over crumbs while I got the whole bakery, and quote. He thought, a mix of pity and disdain bubbling up. Intervention meant exposure, risk. Yet the archmage in him stirred. Power dynamics shifted in his mind. He could end this with a wave, flood the ruins. But dominance came with enemies. He retreated, slipping back toward the die. Bunker conflict raging internally. And quote, stay hidden, Ryu. You and hashthrenin, not their hero. Not yet. And quote, back inside, seals reactivated with a click. Safe. For now. He paced the cramped space eyes, landing on the artifact. A crystalline orb salvaged from academy depths. It sat on a pedestal, humming faintly now, glowing brighter. Ryu approached, hand hovering. Visions flashed, prophecies of a water lord rising to quench the curse, tied to his reincarnation. And quote, this thing in hashthrenin is calling me out, and quote, he whispered, excitement laced with dread. But attention followed power. Scavengers drawn by rumors of hidden oases. He sensed them now, faint presences, probing the perimeter. Tension coiled in his chest. Time to test limits. He centered himself, drawing on ancient knowledge. Mana surged through veins. And quote, infinite aquifer activating quote, he intoned. The air shimmered. A hidden spring bubbled up from the floor, crystal clear, pooling into a basin. He dipped a hand, feeling the cool rush. More. He amplified it, steam rising as heat infused. Power. Flexed like a muscle long dormant. And quote, OP as hell, and quote. He grinned, that Gen Z spark cutting the gravity. But seriousness dominated. This was an #3 a game. With this, he could reshape the landscape. Survive. Conquer. Shadows lengthened outside. Footsteps crunched on dry soil. Ryu froze, senses sharpening. The artifact in #3 hum grew insistent, almost warning. Scavengers, or worse. He moved to the viewport. Peering out, figures approached, cloaked in dust rags, weapons glinting, and quote, they found me. Already? And quote, he thought, pulse quickening. Hide the luxury? Seal up and wait them out? Or unleash? Might versus mercy. The decision loomed heavy, setting the stage for his emergence. The drought in #3's curse was an #3 natural. Ryu knew that from fragmented memories. Ancient. Mages, greedy bastards, had tampered with ley lines, siphoning water essence for eternal youth. Backfired spectacularly. Now the world paid. Social classes, shredded. Nobles who once lorded. Over academies now bartered heirlooms for a gulp. Commoners rose through sheer brutality, forming gangs. Magic systems relied on bodily harmony. Dehydration disrupted it. Fire users burned out fast. Earth mages cracked like clay. Wind folk scattered. Water affinities? Rare. Extinct almost. Until him. Ryu leaned against the wall artifact, and #3's glow reflecting in his eyes. And quote, why me? Reborn with this cheat code in a noob world. And quote, light humor eased the edge, but reality pressed. The skirmish. Replayed in his mind. That girl and #3's plea, begging for moisture. It ignited something, not just conflict, but a spark of responsibility. Or ambition. Dominate meant control. But seclusion felt hollow now. He tested the spring again, summoning a geyser that filled the air with mist. Control. Precise. Overpowered, yes. He vaporized it into steam, practicing blasts. Hot enough to scald. Lethal. Voices outside grew clearer. And quote, I swear I saw a glint. Water vapor, maybe? And quote, one scavenger growled. Another laughed harshly. And quote, in this hell? Dream on. But if it and #3's true, we take it. And quote, Ryu and #3's jaw tightened. Internal storm brewed. And quote, they think they can waltz in? Nah. End quote. But unleashing meant blood. Exposure. The prophecy hummed louder images of floods restoring lands. His past life echoed betrayed for power. Would and #3 happen again. He positioned near the door, hand glowing with mana. Shadows drew closer. 5 figures armed. With makeshift spears enchanted weakly, desperate eyes scanned. One spotted the bunker seam. And quote, there, breach it. And quote, heart racing, Ryu decided. No more hiding. But wait, the chapter in #3's essence held him back. This was awakening, not full war. He sealed the spring illusion, cloaking it. End quote. Let them come closer. Test the waters literally. End quote. Grin faded to grim. Resolve. The world outside clashed on, but inside power awakened. Unparalleled, ready to surge. Expanding on the environment the bunker was, and #3's just shelter, reinforced with wards from Academy lore. Invisible to most. But the artifact betrayed it, pulsing energy like a beacon. Ryu examined it closer. Inscriptions in ancient script. And quote, the one who commands the depths shall drown the thirst. And quote, prophecy tied to him. Reincarnation and #3's gift or curse. Memories deepened, past life, archmage in a thriving era. Academies bustled with prodigies. He pioneered water arts, infinite loops of summoning. Jealous rivals sabotaged his ritual, sending his soul adrift. Now here, stronger, end quote. Level up time, end quote. He thought injecting that youthful vibe, but serious undertones dominated. Survival demanded strategy. Outside, the clash at ruins echoed faintly. Students versus neighbors. Power dynamics clear. The strong preyed on weak. No unity. Drought bred betrayal. Ryu felt the pull. Intervene? His conflict raged. Seclusion preserved power. Intervention built alliances. Or enemies. He summoned a small orb of water, hovering it, manipulated into ice, then steam. Versatile. Deadly. End quote. With this, I could make it rain. End fights. End quote. But dominance whispered. Control the supply. Rule. Scavengers hammered the door. Seals held but vibrated. Ryu stood ready. End quote. Who the hell are you? End quote. He called, voice steady. End quote. Open up. We know you got water. End quote. A rough voice barked. Internal monologue surged. End quote. Idiots. Pushing a god. End quote. But empathy flickered. They and #3ning. Re-thirsty too. End quote. Tell me why I should, and #3ning. Tea boil you alive. End quote. Ryu replied. Tone half joking, half deadly. Gen Z edge in. The threat. Laughter outside, nervous. End quote. Big talk. We and #3ning, rearmed. Hand over the stash or we force it. End quote. Tension peaked. Ryu channeled power. Steam built behind the door. Decision time. Hide or unleash? The artifact flared bright. Vision. Him rising, floods following. Prophecy unfolding. He cracked the door slightly. Quote. Last chance. Back off. Quote. They charged. Chaos erupted. Ryu unleashed a steam blast, scalding but not fatal. Screams. Retreat. But one lingered, eyes wide. End quote. What are you? End quote. Ryu smirked. End quote. The future. End quote. Door sealed. Heart pounding. Emergence begun. World building deepened in his mind. The curse, a ritual by elite mages to hoard water essence. Ley lines twisted. Academies fell first as magic hubs. Now ruins held secrets, artifacts like his. Social tensions, class wars amplified. Poor versus remnants of nobility. Competition for drops. Turned deadly tournaments almost. Ryu reflected, vowing more. End quote. Survive first, dominate later. End quote. But the skirmish ignited change. No. Pure seclusion. Artifact hummed softer now. Approval? He tested powers again, summoning a full spring. Bathed in it, luxury amid chaos. Outside, shadows reformed. More coming? Cliffhanger loomed. In this parched world, Ryu and #3ning, awakening shifted everything. Overpowered, conflicted, ready. The drought in #3ning, grip tightened, but cracks appeared. His doing. He paced planning. End quote. Gotta level this up. No cap. End quote. Light tone, but serious intent. Visions from artifact, greater threats, rivals sensing him. Internal conflict peaked. End quote. Hero or tyrant. Both, maybe. End quote. Venturing out, earlier replayed, students and #3ning, desperation. End quote. I could help, but at what cost? End quote. Power dynamics. He held all cards, infinite water, others none. Neighbors and #3ning, alliances fragile, betrayals common. He fortified wards. End quote. Bring it. End quote. Shadows approached again. Decision final. Unleash. But the chapter closed on that edge. Tension built. Stage set. Ryu Hanjin reborn. Archmage awakened. World trembled. In the unrelenting grip of the drought-stricken world, the land baked harder each day. Magic academies stood as hollow shells, their grand halls echoing with dust storms. Elemental powers faltered without water to sustain them. Fire mages sputtered out embers. Earth wielders crumbled like sand. Windcasters barely stirred breezes. Society splintered into survival packs where the strong hoarded and the weak perished. Class lines blurred, but tensions simmered. Former nobles clung to academy remnants, bartering relics for drops, while common scavengers formed brutal alliances, raiding for rumors of hidden stashes. Competition turned lethal. A single raindrop could ignite wars. Power dynamics favored the ruthless, those who adapted their affinities to the arid hell or died trying. Ryu Hanjin moved with purpose inside his bunker. The artifact's glow from last night lingered in his mind, a nagging prophecy. He shook it off, focusing on defense. Forbidden Academy texts lay spread on a makeshift table, salvaged tomes with spells outlawed for their danger. He traced runes with a finger mana flowing. Wards up, can't have randos crashing my pad, he thought, a Gen Z quip cutting the edge. Serious resolve dominated, though. He etched advanced seals into walls, drawing on ancient knowledge. Barriers shimmered invisible to outsiders, but lethal on touch. His water-based spells enhanced now, pulling deeper from the infinite aquifer. No more basic summons. These wards would vaporize intruders if needed. Outside alliances formed in the wastes. Neighbors' ragged groups from shanty clusters whispered plans. That bunker's hiding something. Steam vents spotted, one leader growled, eyes hard from thirst. They pooled resources, enchanted blades, and weak elemental bursts. Raids targeted suspected hordes, survival demanding aggression. Social classes mixed in desperation, former students allied with laborers, all equal in hunger. But betrayal brewed. Jealousy over rumors of endless water festered. Ryu paused, sensing shifts. Internal monologues churned. Disdain grew for the weak out there, scrapping like animals. Pathetic. Dehydrations turning mages into mobs. I'd crush them easy, yet empathy flickered unbidden. He peered through a hidden viewport, spying the arid expanse. There a young mage fought fiercely. Seojia, her name whispered in rumors. Slim but fierce, she defended a small camp, her family huddled behind her. Bandits circled, their affinities dim, but weapons sharp. Seo unleashed a faint water whip, lashing one back. "Back off! This drop's for my sister," she shouted, voice raw. Her family, elderly parents, and a sickly sibling clung to life in the dust. Ryu's chest tightened. She's got guts. Fighting for fam in this trash world. Reminds me of old me before the power-up. Action erupted sudden and fierce. Scavengers breached the outer perimeter probes from the alliances. Alarms hummed in the bunker. Ryu tensed, moving to the door. "Showtime," he muttered, grin faint but eyes cold. He channeled power, hot steam building in palms. The invaders' 5 rough figures hammered at wards. Sparks flew as barriers held. One broke through a gap, lunging with a fire-enchanted dagger. Ryu unleashed. Steam blasts shot out scalding skin without full force. Screams ripped the air. "What the hell is this?" one yelped, retreating blistered. Ryu held back, revealing only glimpses of might. Power dynamics clear. He toyed with them. They scattered, cursing, but alive. Not worth the full OP blast. Yet, he thought, pulse steady. Betrayal unfolded in the aftermath. Ryu scanned the wastes from his viewport. Neighbors gathered one, slipping a map to the scavengers. "That's his spot. Endless supply, I swear," the traitor hissed, jealousy, twisting his face. Rumors had spread, steam sightings, whispers of luxury. In this world, hoarding bred envy. The weak turned on each other for a chance at power. Social tensions peaked, classes clashing in raids. Ryu clenched fists. Snitches get steamed. Note to self. Disdain deepened, but strategy kicked in. No immediate chase. Level up first. Character growth accelerated in secret training. Ryu retreated to the bunker's core chamber. Ancient texts guided him. He meditated, mana surging. Time to grind, he thought, light vibe easing tension. Serious focus locked in. He summoned water orbs, manipulating them into steam. Hotter, denser. Unlocked new layers. Steam for luxury showers, soothing muscles, or combat blasts piercing armor. Abilities leveled his aquifer spell, evolving endless supply into versatile weapons. From noob to god mode. No cap. Power swelled overpowered in this barren land. But isolation weighed. Empathy for Seo lingered. Unexpected alliance sparked amid rising threats. Dusk fell, shadows lengthening. A knock echoed, faint but insistent. Ryu approached, wary hand glowing. "Who's out there?" "Speak or steam." A voice replied, trembling yet firm. "It's Seojia. I saw your blasts. You're different. Please, I need refuge." He cracked the door, scanning her. Exhausted, dirt-streaked, but eyes sharp. Family gone, raided while she fought elsewhere. They took everything. My sister's sick, needs water. Empathy won. He let her in, seals reactivating. "Don't make me regret this," he said, tone gruff. Inside, she gasped at the bunker. Hints of moisture in air, a stark contrast to wastes. Ryu offered a cup from his spring. She drank greedily, color returning. "How?" "The droughts killed all sources." He shrugged, sharing basics. Reincarnated cheat. Infinite aquifer. Dialogue flowed tense at first. She shared tales of the lost magic academy buried deep, a place holding keys to ending the curse. Ancient texts there, rituals to restore ley lines, but guarded by rivals. Ryu listened, interest peaked. Alliance formed uneasy but real. "We team up?" "Could end this hell," he pondered internally. Her presence stirred growth beyond power connection and solitude. The chapter crescendoed with a plot twist. As they talked, the bunker hummed, ground vibrating. Ryu frowned, investigating. The artifact flared, revealing maps in light. "Wait, this spot. It's on an ancient ley line. Energy veins of the world twisted by the curse." His bunker built atop one amplified powers, drawing endless mana. "That's why I'm OP here. Boost City." But danger followed. Ley lines attracted rivals, powerful mages sensing surges. Outside, a figure approached, aura, dark, and immense. He's here, the rival, Ryu thought, tension spiking. Seo tensed. Who? Conflict escalated, drama building. The rival, a shadowed enforcer from elite remnants, bellowed outside. I sensed the line's power. Hand it over or perish. Power dynamics shifted. Ryu's amplification versus a seasoned foe. Internal storm raged. Ally up or solo? This twist changes everything. Steam built ready. Alliance tested immediately. World building deepened in hushed talks. The magic system tied to elements required balance. Drought disrupted it. Diseases spreading from dehydration. Withering sickness claiming the weak. Systems of survival, alliances for raids, competitions for drops, turning neighbors into enemies, social classes, nobles holed in ruins, claiming old rights, but commoners like Seo rose through grit. Betrayal common as jealousy over power hordes fueled wars. Ryu trained with Seo, now basics shared. She summoned a droplet, eyes widening. Teach me more, he nodded. Stick around, kid. We'll level together. Light Gen Z tone, but serious bond forming. Scavengers returned, emboldened by the map. Breach again, but Ryu's enhanced wards held steam, leaking as warning. Invaders screamed, retreating. Monster inside! Betrayal's sting hit harder. The traitor exposed now fled into wastes. Ryu marked him mentally. Payback later. Growth shown in steam mastery. Ryu demonstrated blasting a target dummy to ash. Luxury mode, hot shower, combat, this. Seo watched awestruck. You're the key to the academy. Her tales painted the lost sight. Guardians curses keys to uncork ley lines. End the drought, restore magic. Hope flickered amid drama. Ley line revelation pulsed energy. Amplification made spells god-tier but beacon-like. Rivals approach thundered. I claim this line. Voice boomed, elemental storm brewing. Ryu faced the door, Seo beside him. Ready? He asked. She nodded, whip forming. Alliance solidified. Internal disdain softened. Not all weak. She's proof. Empathy grew. Twist deepened. Rival's aura revealed another reincarnate, memories teased. Conflict peaked. Door strained under assault. Ryu channeled amplified steam. Bring it. But the chapter held on that edge. Rival's silhouette loomed. Powers clashed imminent. In this clashing world, Ryu's fortifications held, but horizons darkened. Alliances formed, betrayals stung. Powers amplified, rivals drawn. He reflected, vowing more. From Bunker King to Droughtbreaker. With her, maybe. Leyline hummed, approval or warning? Drama escalated. Seo glanced at him. We got this, right? Ryu smirked. Bet. Light touch and heavy air. Outside alliances shifted, sensing the power. Competition intensified. Ryu's growth unstoppable, steam ready, rival waiting. The fading droplets fueled greater storms. World tensions mounted, diseases from thirst ravaged camps, systems of magic teetered. Seo shared more. Academy's fall started the curse, elites hoarded twisted lines. Ryu nodded. We'll fix it. Betrayal's map led more raiders. Wards repelled, but close calls built drama. Training intensified. Ryu unlocked dual steam, scald, and heal. Versatile, AF. Empathy for her family loss deepened his resolve. No more watching. Act. Alliance blossomed. Partners? She asked. Yeah, against the world. Twist. Leyline not just amp but gateway. Rival new. Figure pounded. Open Archmage reborn. Ryu froze. He knows me? Drama surged. Identity exposed. Powers clashed soon. Chapter's rhythm built to this. Clashes over droplets, defining survival. In parched realms, power dynamics ruled. Ryu emerging central. Internal monologues wrapped. Disdain tempered by empathy. Growth evident. Steam swirled. Confrontation loomed. The bunker once sanctuary, now arena. Ryu stood firm. Time to unleash a bit more. Seo ready, rival advancing. Cliffhanger tense. Fading droplets igniting greater fires. In the deepening shadows of a world strangled by drought, magic flickered like dying embers. Academies that once teemed with prodigies now served as war zones, their stone walls scarred by desperate clashes. Elemental systems demanded hydration to thrive. Without it, affinities decayed into useless sparks. Fire users ignited feebly, succumbing to heat stroke. Earth mages hardened into brittle statues. Windcasters dispersed like dust. Diseases born of thirst ravaged the weak. Withering plague that shriveled limbs and clouded minds, turning survivors into hollow shells. Social hierarchies crumbled, yet tensions boiled. Remnant nobles hoarded enchanted relics, demanding tribute, while common folk, like scavengers, competed in brutal raids for any moisture source. Alliances fractured under competition, power dynamics shifting with every stolen drop. The curse's roots ran deep, a betrayal by ancient elites who twisted ley lines for immortality, dooming the land to eternal aridity. Ryu Hanjin sat cross-legged in the bunker's core chamber, artifacts glow, casting eerie light. Seo Jia, across from him, eyes wide with curiosity. Bonds deepened over shared meals from his infinite spring. Trust built fragile but real amid external threats. He shared glimpses of his reincarnated past, voice low, was an archmage in another life. Betrayed for my water mastery, reborn here with the aquifer spell. Endless supply, no strings. She nodded, absorbing it. Explains the OP vibes. But why hide? Ryu leaned back, internal thoughts swirling. Power draws knives. Learned that the hard way. Empathy from her family tales softened his edges. Teaching began to foster trust. He guided her hand, mana tingling. Focus on the pull. Summon basic water. Droplets formed in her palm, shaky but real. Like this? She asked, excitement breaking through exhaustion. The duo rose, exploring hidden chambers. Ryu unsealed a concealed doorwards, parting with a hum. Dust motes danced in dim light, revealing shelves of artifacts. Ancient tomes and crystals pulsed faintly. They delved deeper, uncovering relics etched with forbidden lore. One orb projected visions, ancient mages, elite cabal betraying their kin. They cursed the land for personal gain, siphoned ley lines, hoarded essence for youth. Backfired hard, Ryu murmured, anger rising. Seo touched a shard, eyes narrowing. Greedy bastards. Doomed us all. World building unfolded in holograms, showing systems of magic corrupted. Power once balanced now skewed toward survival of the ruthless. Class tensions evident. Elites versus masses, the betrayal sparking endless competition for scraps. Intense action erupted outside, sensed through bunker vents. Neighbors' wars escalated, alliances clashing over a rare cloudburst. Shouts echoed, blades clanging. Ryu moved to the viewport, Seo beside him. They're killing each other for puddles, he said, disdain thick. Internal conflict brewed. His superhuman strength isolated him, questioning his path. Am I a monster for watching? Or savior for staying strong? He intervened covertly, channeling illusionary rains. Mana flowed, creating mirage, downpours from afar. Neighbors paused weapons, lowering, chasing false drops. Manipulation shifted outcomes one side, retreating confused. That bought time. Ryu thought satisfaction mixed with guilt. Drama escalated as a faction leader roared betrayal, accusing allies of sabotage. Power dynamics twisted illusions, breeding paranoia. Seo watched impressed. You control it all without showing. Bonds deepened, her trust solidifying. Ryu grappled inwardly, isolation's toll peaking. Hiding made me strong but empty. Is this power a curse? Emotions churned serious weight, dominating, yet a Gen Z spark surfaced. Feels like solo queuing in a team game. Sucks. He turned back to training, pushing her harder. Awaken your latent powers. Under my guidance. She concentrated, sweat beating. A turning point hit her aura, flared water surging into a steady stream. I feel it. Shared destiny, she gasped. Hints tied to Academy revival prophecies linking their fates. Ryu nodded, pride swelling. We're linked. Revive it, end the curse. Plot twists intensified, sudden and sharp. The bunker shook, alarms blaring. A shadowy enforcer arrived from a rival faction, aura dark and oppressive. He pounded the door, voice booming. I sense your aura, Waterlord. Tribute in water or face me. Ryu tensed, senses sharpening. The enforcer, a hulking figure cloaked in tattered robes, demanded entry, eyes glowing with greed. Your power draws me. Share or perish. Seo gripped her whip ready. Who is he? Ryu replied grimly. Rival enforcer. Senses my amp from the ley line. Conflict escalated, drama building. Internal storm raged. Monster or savior. Time to choose. Emotional depth built in hushed moments. Ryu shared more past vulnerabilities. Isolation protected me, but you're changing that. Seo touched his arm. We're in this together. Destiny says so. Tears welled her awakening, stirring hope amid fear. The enforcer battered wards, cracks forming. Ryu channeled steam blasts, repelling but not defeating. Back off, this ain't your turf, he shouted. The foe laughed darkly. Tribute now weakling. Power dynamics clear. Amplified Ryu versus seasoned rival. Competition for control intensified the enforcer, representing elite remnants hoarding secrets. World tensions mirrored in the clash. Diseases from drought weakened foes, but envy drove them. Systems of affinity required tribute in this twisted economy, nobles, demanding water taxes from commons. Ryu intervened again, illusionary rain, diverting the enforcer momentarily. Tricky but effective, he thought. Seo awakened further, summoning barriers. I got your back. Alliance strengthened, emotional highs peaking. The chapter built to Ryu's vow. Enforcer retreated temporarily, vowing return. Ryu stood firm, eyes on the horizon. We reclaim the lost academy. End this. Seo nodded, resolve matching. They geared up, stepping into peril beyond the bunker. Journey set, dangers lurking. In the bunker's glow, bonds forged unbreakable. Ryu reflected on betrayal artifacts. Ancient mages' greed mirrors today's wars. Seo agreed. We break the cycle. Teaching continued, her basics evolving. Water summoning stabilized, trust blooming. Exploration yielded more, a map to academy depths. This reveals the curse's core, Ryu said, excitement laced with dread. Visions showed Elite's ritual ley lines snapping, personal gain overall, classic power play. Outside wars raged, neighbors' alliances crumbling. They're escalating, factions merging for bigger raids, Seo observed. Ryu nodded, intervening with precision. Illusionary reigns manipulated chases outcomes favoring the desperate. Not full hero mode, just nudges, he thought, conflict peaking internally. Isolation's question haunted. Superhuman but human, monster if I hoard, savior if I share, emotions' raw vulnerability exposed in monologues. Seo's awakening shone bright. Under guidance, latent powers burst. Shared destiny to revive Academy. Prophecies align, she said, voice steady. Twist hit hard. Shadowy Enforcer's arrival shook foundations. Aura sensed. Tribute. Demands echoed. Ryu faced him steam ready. No deals. Dialogue tense. Reactions fierce. Enforcer pressed aura clashing. Rival faction claims you. Drama surged. Power tested. Emotional depth in Ryu's confession. You make me want to fight for more, Seo smiled. Then let's... Vow sealed. Reclaim the Academy. Perilous journey began steps into wastes. World building deepened. Curse's betrayal fueled class wars. Competition for artifacts intensified. Diseases claimed the slow systems favoring adapters. Ryu's growth emotional, from isolated to bonded, not alone anymore. Enforcer's shadow lingered threat real. Journey start tense. Bunker left behind secrets of aquifer guiding. In arid hell, hope flickered. Ryu and Seo forward. Internal conflict resolved somewhat. Savior path it is. But doubts lingered monster whispers. Awakening for both. Destiny calling. Wars outside mirrored inner battles. Illusions bought time, but Enforcer vowed vengeance. Tribute demands escalated drama. Bonds tested in fire. Ryu's vow echoed. Academy awaits. Peril beyond Bunker loomed. Emotional rich closure. Journey on. In the storm-ravaged husk of a world where drought had claimed Empire's magic clung to life like a fading pulse. Academies once centers of elemental mastery now decayed into fortresses of despair, their enchanted wells trickling mockery. Power systems hinged on essence, balance water fueled all affinities, sustaining fire's blaze, earth's solidity, wind's fury. Without it mages withered diseases like essence rot, spreading through veins, turning limbs to dust. Social divides sharpened nobles' descendants, hoarded relic wells demanding loyalty from starving commons, while competition bred endless skirmishes, gangs vying for control. The curse's betrayal origins whispered in lore ancient mages, sacrificing the land for godhood, twisting ley lines into barren knots. Reclamation meant war power dynamics favoring those who seized essence first. Ryu Hanjin and Seo Jia crept through the Academy's shattered gates, shadows swallowing their forms. Ruins loomed, jagged towers cracked under endless sun. Remnants of students' gaunt figures in tattered robes clung to survival, fighting viciously over wells. That trickle's mine, one snarled, shoving a rival elemental, sparks flying weak and erratic. Seo gripped Ryu's arm, eyes scanning. They're barely alive. This place is hell. Ryu nodded, internal thoughts racing. Infiltrate quiet. No heroes yet. They moved stealthy, dodging patrols' bonds from the bunker, fueling their sink. Deeper in the central courtyard, enchanted wells pulsed faintly, students circling like predators. A young mage lunged at another. Give it up! My family's dying! Fists flew affinities, sputtering a muddled earth wall, crumbling instantly. Ryu watched disdain mixed with pity, pathetic scraps while I hold infinity, but empathy stirred Seo's influence, softening him. They hid behind rubble, observing power dynamics. Stronger students dominated wells, extracting tribute from weaklings, class tensions echoing the world's rot. Unleashing hit sudden, Ryu stepped forward, mana surging. Enough, he muttered. Full potential erupted. He channeled the aquifer spell, amplified by ley lines. Ground trembled. A torrential hot spring burst forth, steaming waters flooding the courtyard. Students gasped, grounds revitalizing grass, sprouting cracks, sealing. Water, real water, cries echoed. But exposure came fast. Hidden enemies lurked in shadows, cloaked figures emerging, daggers drawn. Intruders, seize the source. Ryu grinned faintly. OP time, no holding back. Steam blasts shot out scalding foes without mercy, revealing ambushes and alcoves. Betrayals surfaced raw and biting. Among the chaos, a former ally from neighbors revealed himself. The traitor, once a bunker perimeter scout, stepped into light, eyes gleaming mad. You thought you hid well, Ryu? I started this curse. Ancient ritual, my doing for eternal power. Shock rippled. Ryu froze, memories linking. You? The perpetrator? Epic showdown ignited elemental forces clashing. Traitor summoned twisted ley energy, dark storms swirling. Ryu countered with hot springs, evolving into boiling geysers. Betrayed the world for greed? End you now. Blasts collided Academy, shaking debris flying. Character arcs culminated in fury. Ryu embraced his protector role powers, evolving godlike. Ancient skills absorbed from courtyard relics, tomes pulsing into him. Mana-flooded veins aquifer merging with ley essence. Not just survivor, guardian, he thought, resolve hardening. Strikes grew divine steam, turning to plasma, searing enemies. Seo fought beside him, water whiplashing, enhanced by his teachings. We got this, she yelled, bond unbreakable. Emotional highs mixed with action. Amid clashing spells, Seo dodged a bolt, grabbing Ryu's shoulder. Ryu, my feelings for you, they've grown. In this chaos, you're my anchor. Heart pounded, his internal world shifting. Confession now? Wild but real. He pulled her close, steam shield forming. Same here, Jia. Strengthens us. Chaos amplified spells, raging emotions fueling power. Traitor laughed maniacally. Love in battle? Pathetic. But their bond turned tide. Synchronized attacks overwhelming. Unexpected twists unraveled Drought's origins. Traitor snarled mid-fight. Your past life, Ryu? You were part of the Cabal. Betrayed me, stole the ritual. Visions assaulted Ryu, linking him to ancient mages. No, I tried to stop it. Origins tied deep, his reincarnation, a redemption arc. Sacrificial choice forced upon him to break the curse forever. He must channel all power, risking essence burnout. Sacrifice myself? For the world? Internal conflict peaked, monster versus savior anew. Do it. Protector mode full. The story resolved in triumph. Ryu chose sacrifice, surging godlike energy into ley lines. Traitor screamed, vanishing in steam vortex. Curse shattered skies darkening. Rain poured endless, restoring the world. Grounds bloomed, students cheering, life returning. But hints at new threats lingered, distant auras stirring in post-drought era. One but more coming. Ryu thought, weakened but alive. Seo held him. We did it. World building deepened in the infiltration. Systems of affinity required essence wells as conduits, nobles, heirs controlling access, breeding resentment. Diseases from rot claimed the idle competition, forcing students into gladiatorial wells. Fights winner takes drop. Ryu and Seo advanced ruins, whispering plans. Stay low, he said. She nodded, trust absolute. Remnant's desperation hit hard, a student collapsing mid-fight, essence drained. Help? Seo whispered. Ryu shook head. Not yet. Summons changed everything. Hot Springs torrent healed parched soil, enemies exposed, scrambling from hides. Ambush! Ryu barked, steam repelling. Power dynamics flipped from infiltrators to dominators. Traitor's reveal stung. Neighbor ally? Cursemaker! Ryu roared. Showdown epic, traitor warping air with cursed wind, Ryu countering with boiling waves. End this betrayal! Arcs peaked Ryu, absorbing skills relics merging. God level now. Protector born. Internal shift from disdain to duty. Confession amid chaos, emotional peak. Feelings confessed. Bond sealed. He thought spells intensifying. Twists hit origins, linking past. My fault too? Sacrifice loomed. Break curse, pay price. Triumph reign, falling world renewed. Threats hinted, shadows moving. In ruins, heart bonds tested. Ryu reflected. From bunker loner to world saver. Wild glow up. Seo smiled, rain soaking. Together always. New era dawned, perils brewing. Drama-wrapped resolution, bittersweet. In the storm-ravaged husk of a world where drought had claimed, Empire's magic clung to life like a fading pulse. Academies, once centers of elemental mastery, now decayed into fortresses of despair, their enchanted wells trickling mockery. Power systems hinged on essence, balance water fueled all affinities, sustaining fire's blaze, earth's solidity, wind's fury. Without it, mages withered, diseases like essence rot, spreading through veins, turning limbs to dust. Social divides sharpened nobles' descendants, hoarded relic wells demanding loyalty from starving commons, while competition bred endless skirmishes, gangs vying for control. The curse's betrayal origins whispered in lore, ancient mages, sacrificing the land for godhood, twisting ley lines into barren knots. Reclamation meant war power dynamics favoring those who seized essence first. Ryu Hanjin and Seo Jia crept through the academy's shattered gates, shadows swallowing their forms. Ruins loomed, jagged towers cracked under endless sun. Remnants of students' gaunt figures in tattered robes clung to survival, fighting viciously over wells. That trickle's mine, one snarled, shoving a rival elemental, sparks flying weak and erratic. Seo gripped Ryu's arm, eyes scanning. They're barely alive. This place is hell. Ryu nodded, internal thoughts racing. Infiltrate quiet. No heroes yet. They moved stealthy, dodging patrols' bonds from the bunker, fueling their sink. Deeper in the central courtyard, enchanted wells pulsed faintly, students circling like predators. A young mage lunged at another. "Give it up! My family's dying!" Fists flew affinities, sputtering a muddled earth wall, crumbling instantly. Ryu watched disdain mixed with pity. "Pathetic scraps while I hold infinity." But empathy stirred Seo's influence, softening him. They hid behind rubble, observing power dynamics. Stronger students dominated wells, extracting tribute from weaklings, class tensions echoing the world's rot. Unleashing hit sudden, Ryu stepped forward, mana surging. "Enough," he muttered. Full potential erupted. He channeled the aquifer spell, amplified by ley lines. Ground trembled. A torrential hot spring burst forth, steaming waters flooding the courtyard. Students gasped, grounds revitalizing grass, sprouting cracks, ceiling. "Water! Real water!" cries echoed. But exposure came fast. Hidden enemies lurked in shadows, cloaked figures emerging, daggers drawn. Intruders, seize the source. Ryu grinned faintly. OP time, no holding back. Steam blasts shot out scalding foes without mercy, revealing ambushes and alcoves. Betrayals surfaced raw and biting. Among the chaos, a former ally from neighbors revealed himself. The traitor, once a bunker perimeter scout, stepped into light, eyes gleaming mad. "You thought you hid well, Ryu? I started this curse. Ancient ritual, my doing for eternal power." Shock rippled. Ryu froze, memories linking. "You? The perpetrator?" Epic showdown ignited, elemental forces clashing. Traitor summoned twisted ley energy, dark storms swirling. Ryu countered with hot springs, evolving into boiling geysers. Betrayed the world for greed? End you now. Blasts collided academy, shaking debris flying. Character arcs culminated in fury. Ryu embraced his protector role, powers evolving godlike. Ancient skills absorbed from courtyard relics, tomes pulsing into him. Mana-flooded veins, aquifer merging with ley essence. Not just survivor, guardian, he thought, resolve hardening. Strikes grew divine steam, turning to plasma, searing enemies. Seo fought beside him, water whiplashing, enhanced by his teachings. "We got this," she yelled, bond unbreakable. Emotional highs mixed with action. Amid clashing spells, Seo dodged a bolt, grabbing Ryu's shoulder. "Ryu, my feelings for you, they've grown. In this chaos, you're my anchor." Heart pounded, his internal world shifting. Confession now? Wild but real. He pulled her close, steam shield forming. "Same here, Jia. Strengthens us." Chaos amplified spells, raging emotions fueling power. Traitor laughed maniacally. "Love in battle? Pathetic." But their bond turned tide, synchronized attacks overwhelming. Unexpected twists unraveled Drought's origins. Traitor snarled mid-fight. "Your past life, Ryu? You were part of the Cabal. Betrayed me, stole the ritual." Visions assaulted Ryu, linking him to ancient mages. "No, I tried to stop it." Origins tied deep, his reincarnation, a redemption arc. Sacrificial choice forced upon him to break the curse forever. He must channel all power, risking essence burnout. "Sacrifice myself? For the world?" Internal conflict peaked, monster versus savior anew. "Do it." Protector mode full. The story resolved in triumph. Ryu chose sacrifice, surging godlike energy into ley lines. Traitor screamed, vanishing in steam vortex. Curse shattered, skies darkening. Rain poured endless, restoring the world. Grounds bloomed, students cheering, life returning. But hints at new threats lingered, distant auras stirring in post-drought era. One but more coming, Ryu thought, weakened but alive. Seo held him. "We did it." World-building deepened in the infiltration. Systems of affinity required essence wells as conduits, nobles' heirs controlling access, breeding resentment. Diseases from rot claimed the idle competition, forcing students into gladiatorial wells. Fights, winner takes drop. Ryu and Seo advanced ruins, whispering plans. "Stay low," he said. She nodded, trust absolute. Remnant's desperation hit hard, a student collapsing mid-fight, essence drained. "Help?" Seo whispered. Ryu shook head. "Not yet." Summons changed everything. Hot springs torrent healed parched soil, enemies exposed, scrambling from hides. "Ambush!" Ryu barked, steam repelling. Power dynamics flipped from infiltrators to dominators. Traitor's reveal stung. Neighbor ally? "Cursemaker!" Ryu roared. Showdown epic, traitor warping air with cursed wind, Ryu countering with boiling waves. "End this betrayal!" Arcs peaked, Ryu, absorbing skills, relics merging. God level now. Protector born. Internal shift from disdain to duty. Confession amid chaos, emotional peak. Feelings confessed. Bond sealed. He thought, spells intensifying. Twists hid origins, linking past. "My fault too." Sacrifice loomed. Break curse, pay price. Triumph reign, falling world renewed. Threats hinted, shadows moving. In ruins, heart bonds tested. Ryu reflected, from bunker loner to world saver, wild glow-up. Seo smiled, rain soaking. Together always. New era dawned, perils brewing. Drama wrapped resolution bittersweet.